I pulled one. I wanted to find a couple things that are pretty easy right off the cuff. And it says, when it comes to game, if you hear a girl say that won't work, and you see this on Twitter a lot, that won't work, ask her how many girls she's moved from complete stranger to naked and in her bed. You have to remember, girls hear about game or the tactics that we use for seduction. Um, and it's not flattering. It's not flattering for a girl to hear that what turns her on is actually knowing that you're having sex with prettier, funner, younger, more attractive women than her. And that turns her on. That's not flattering to women. It throws them off a little bit. So they'll say, yeah, that's not true. That doesn't work. But she doesn't know because she's never moved a girl from stranger to in her bed. And we know that women don't even know they like you sometimes till they feel that little pang of jealousy, that knowledge that other women find you attractive and are pursuing you causes her to pursue you as well. Very, very hard to convey to women. And it's not going to click. And that's okay. But again, even if they're giving you advice on how to meet women, they only have the interpretation of men they're already attracted to. This is what I would like to see from a man who I'm already attracted to, because they literally don't see any men that they're not attracted to, because it would be overwhelming mentally to see all these hundreds of thousands of men who are hitting on them in a daily basis. They couldn't function. So they only key in on what they would like to see from men who are attractive to her. And that's where you'll get the softer, kinder, gentler, things from women. I wish would ask me out. And none of these things matter. Very rare. Bunny is an exception. There's a very small handful of women who are able, because of the way they were born, their genetics, their wiring, their experiences, can see things from our side and also interpret it as women. But when it comes to game, don't concern yourself with women's opinions of our methods, because they're not going to understand them. And it's not flattering. Therefore, they have to judge. And it's, in a way, what we always say, it's beta bait. If she tells you that you seeing other women, wouldn't turn her on, she wants to see, will you dump all those other women? And when you do, she won't have any interest in you anymore, because it's beta bait. She's like, is this guy a beta or is he actually an alpha? Am I going to actually have to chase him and secure his attention? That's the real deal. A lot of things that women tell you, either they don't understand how it's working, it's not flattering, or it's beta bait. They want to see if you'll do it. And a lot of this stuff is beta bait. Women do it naturally. But, it's just like, is my ass big in these pants? It's a shit test. It's beta bait. Will you take the bait? And if you do, you lose. So you have to keep that in mind. Brick City says, indeed, if you want to learn how to fish, learn from a fisherman, don't ask the fish. That's very astute. And it's a quite common, that guys, they're getting their information from the wrong sources. And like I said, there's very rare exceptions. Bunny is an exception. And I'm still trying to think of another one. But a lot of this stuff, even she says, a lot of this stuff is hard on her on a day-to-day basis. It's like having to translate a language constantly. It's fatiguing. So that's the real deal. Even for girls that are good at this, that can help you, it's a challenge, because it's a whole different. It's like using your brain in a different way than you're naturally inclined to. So when it comes to game, if you hear a girl say that won't work, ask her how many girls she's moved from complete stranger to naked and in her bed. And that's why we generally dismiss the majority of girls' opinions when it comes to game. And it will mislead you. And that's their job, is to mislead. And that's okay. It's not like an evil thing. It's just what they do.